Okay, I want to go ahead and finish up this clip, and then there's another clip from the same show, but just look at how calm they are, how well-spoken, how focused, how serious they were, and how they were talking about martial law was being beta-tested then. Now, fast forward 15 years, Army Times comes out and says, yeah, we're going to use regular Army brigades in the U.S. to combat people rioting or civil disturbance, and we hope we don't have to kill Americans, and we're going to use microwave guns, and this is Homeland Security, and Northcom runs America. Just like Iraq's occupied, the United States is now being occupied. This is third world country stuff. Congress has been told you're not involved in the bailouts and the corporate looting. Nobody's going to jail for it. We're not going to bail your houses out. We're just going to take your money and bail the bankers out. But it's not a bailout. They've already secured all their assets. It's a consolidation. It's a new world order. So let me go ahead and punch up this screen for me. I'll go ahead and play this for the viewers out there, and we'll play the other clip for everybody as well. Here it is.
Anarchy, yeah. And so training in the woods, what? In other words, you really think this is going to come down here?
You have to understand that
let them one at a time.
You have to understand that in the area that I live, it is woods. My closest neighbor is a half a mile away.
But I don't understand how higher interest rates and a big...
I got to say something here. Look how domesticated Donahue is. I mean, he's going, you live in the woods, a house in the woods. Oh, my God. You should be like 90% of people in an urban area. So when we have a Great Depression, instead of 80% being rural and being able to survive and only 7 million starved in the Great Depression, tens of millions more will starve. It's so crazy. My God, live in the woods and have guns. You're not a domesticated slave like me. Oh, it's so shocking to see someone that's somewhat free and informed and 15 years before their time. Oh, my God, it's so scary. Oh my God! But he sees a cop or a guy in a black ski mask in New York with a machine gun. He feels safe. Oh, FEMA camps. Oh, cops with machine guns and black masks. Oh, and cameras everywhere. It makes me feel so safe to have a criminal government. But to see citizens with guns, they live in the woods. They have water wells. They're not drinking their fluoride. Dear God, they're crazy people. Let's go back to these dangerous people. You live in the woods, though. The woods, my God, it's crazy. Oh, my God, this guy's out of his mind. I bet he doesn't think GMO's good for him. Oh, God, help us. Oh, no. Oh, it's all over. There it is, folks.
And a big service load on the debt is going to be cured by wearing fatigues and running around the woods as a grown man huffing and puffing. What's the point?
It's real simple. If we were not dressed like this in training, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. And we want the American people to pull together, contact their elected officials,
and tell them
what the problems are, and let's sit down and let's start working out the problem instead of just...
John, here's what you told us. Here's what you told us.
Ken.
No, but I mean, John, I think, said this to us. It's about informing the public about what's going on in this country. You say it's a sellout. The government is selling us out. The Constitution's in peril. You believe that our government is involved in a population reduction. Come on. Our government wants to disarm the citizens, create a one-world government, then do a world reduction of the population. And what we're seeing now is foreign military equipment and chemical warfare equipment being brought into our country. Come on.
Okay. If I might respond, I'm going to step on John's toes here. You got to ask yourself, and you folks that finding some of this humorous, number one, this was photographed in Texas a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, this is a Frog, short-range Russian chemical biological missile. We have photographed several of these. We also have this equipment on videotape.
With a red star and a gold finish.
Sorry about that, folks, but this is in Texas. If that doesn't bother you, then maybe we should be.
How do you know that?
Okay, excuse me.
By the way, I'm going to hit pause again. I mean, now, in 2008, we knew Northcom did this 5 years ago officially, but they didn't advertise it. Said Canadian and Mexican and Eastern Bloc troops will be used to patrol America during an economic collapse for martial law or terrorist attack. Then, in early 2008, the Northcom publicly signed a deal with the Canadian and Mexican generals on Canadian TV. And then Congress said, we'd like to be able to see that. We're supposed to fund that or agree to that. We passed the laws. And they said, nope, continuity of government, sit down and shut up. And now Paulson comes out and says trillions in bailouts. It's not 700 billion. It's trillions and trillions. And Congress started talking a week and a half ago saying, well, we have to look at that. And he said, sit down and shut up. Presidential Decision Directive 51. Everything these guys said in 1994. What is that, 14 years ago? Everything came true. And now it's all declassified about the population reduction. And the public just can't deal with it. It's your fault out there, folks. We have given you all the information. And there's clips of me in 95, 96, 97 saying this stuff. And these guys all over the place before that, in the 80s saying it. And other people. I mean, they've all been right. They told you. And you laugh at them. Let's just go back to it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Flatbeds of Russian tanks and armament that they brought into Montana. Our own people photographed this. Right. I'm sorry about that.
The Russians are coming again, you're telling me?
They're here.
Oh, they're here. I see.
While you're still handling your microphone.
Americans raising up in the militia.
Right.
There's two ways to diffuse the militia. Number one is people like you taking the information, taking our fears, and proving that we're wrong. That will diffuse the militia movement, or people like you in the mainstream news media shine a light on this information and find out it's true, then let's get the country back on its true course.
Why is it so easy for us to glean support from the public? We don't even have to go after them. People are calling us.
Let me tell you why. Because I think you're stocking ammunition. I think you have semi-automatic. I think you've got automatic.
I mean, listen to what a raving loon he is. I know why they're calling you. I think you're stocking ammunition. I think you got it in there like it's illegal. It's just like a totally domesticated creature, man. But, all the liberals I know now are buying guns. They finally get it. They finally broke their conditioning. And most of the Kool-Aid drinking's going on from the Sarah Palin crowd. Yeah, this country's so gone. Go ahead and punch me up on screen here. We're not going to look at this hot booty video right here that's beside it. I'm making Paul laugh in there, being stupid. You got to laugh about some of this while the stock market's plunging and the bankers are raping the living daylights out of our entire country. I'm going to play this 10-minute clip, and then we're just going to end the show. It's going to go into retransmission. I had a bunch of big guests, key economic analysis, ton of info about cell phones coming up, and a lot more. I meant to get into the sun. NASA's having a special announcement on Friday about the future of the sun, and they say they're really worried about it. And it's cooling off, and in 300 years of being recorded, never done this. So, and it's snowing in South Africa right now. Normally about 100 degrees there, but they're in feet of snow. So, but it's global warming, man. You better pay a global tax to them, or everything's over. Let's go ahead and go to this page and play this clip for everybody that is out there. Let's go ahead and show this fool, Donahue, really making a fool out of himself. Here it is.
I think you've got hardware on tripods, and you're looking out. You probably have night vision glasses, and every time you hear a tree crack in the woods, you're going to blow half the forest away. Your fears.
That happened in America.
You must be.
You know what? I got to comment on this too. I'm just going to back it up. I got to comment on this. People always tell me, "Oh, you're afraid. You're paranoid. You're scared. You hear a creak at night, and you shoot bullet holes in the wall." No, it's the opposite. We know we have a criminal government. We know they're so evil, it's incalculable. We know and because we've been so gullible, we know that they've gotten away with so much, and then we have the courage to come up and fight them head to head. And these guys have the courage to, way before their time, to go on TV and warn everybody about exactly what was going to happen. He's talking about hyperinflation and devaluation coming for his kids. Now his kids who were 5 are now 20, and he was right. I mean, this is like prophecy, but it wasn't. It was all in the documents. That's why they were right then, I'm right now. And I was right then. And many other people were right then. This is when I was waking up when stuff like this was on TV. This is what I looked into. I remember watching stuff like this on television. And I was on air just a year later when the feds bombed OKC to go expose that. So here he is going, you're scared, you're creeping around, no, they're bold on TV, knowing they were going to get heat. Some of these guys got set up and sent to prison, and all sorts of stuff happened. My God. Feds would plant pipe bombs on militia leaders' property. I mean, it was hellish what they went through, and I salute them. I salute you for what you've done defending this republic in the great spirit of our forefathers. I really do. But look at their courage. Look how they're bold. Look how upright they were being attacked by that lesser man who was laughing and mocking them with that mindless group of people pillaring them and booing them and laughing at them. Just amazing people, everything that they've done. And all I can do is commend the American militia. And it's in the Second Amendment. All men 18 to 49 are supposed to be part of it, 18 to 44. And instead, we've got illegal aliens and foreign felons making up a lot of our military now. You know, we can't have the citizens involved in saying we'll defend our local governments and communities against corporate tyranny. But you can have aggravated felons in your military and illegal aliens in them. And if you didn't know, folks, they're recruiting them. You're blind to that. But just everything they're saying has come true. Everything they warned. And they deserve the respect of the people.